all glory to God. AY, thank you very much. Our guys were in there watching that Kennesaw game, and I think Kennesaw ended up coming out on top. So
Wow.
I think
Okay.
we got it
Outright.
outright. So yeah, it was our guys played really well today. We were really unselfish. 22 assists on 32 baskets is really good. And Western had been playing fairly well. So I just think we had an urgency about both ends of the floor, and our group's got a maturity about them too. Why they've been able to go into different environments, and I always think that, like, this wasn't Western's best performance, and I think a lot has to do with senior day, man. I just think there's so many distractions on that day, especially when you got an afternoon tilt. Yeah, like we just experienced that, not to make excuses, but I think this will look different in Huntsville. No matter who we play, it's a desperate time for most teams, and I think if you can get to Huntsville, there'll be some exciting basketball.
And the Flames will be the number 1 seed. They'll play 6:30 Eastern on Wednesday against the winner of the 8-9 game. All right, Coach, we've got some media folks on the call here. Liberty wins at Western Kentucky 90-61, wrapping up the Conference USA regular season championship. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the regular season title. I know you'll trade it for 3 wins next week, but what does this regular season championship, how much does this mean, especially doing it in such a tough conference like Conference USA?
Yeah, John, thank you. I mean, I think this has been as hard as any championship that we've won since I've been here, just because of the level of competition, the quality of coaching and playing that exists in this league. So, and let's rewind. We lose one of our best players in Isaiah Enan in game 10 or 11, and then we start out the conference 2-3. So it was a long road to recovery. And then we lose a game against Kennesaw that, most would have said, oh, well, they blew their chance. And our guys they're just about the day at hand. And I just think that speaks to their level of character and commitment. I just think it's hard not to let that negativity infiltrate your confidence, your mind, and your gratitude. So it's very meaningful. And John, is it outright? I didn't see the final.
Yes, it is. Jack State lost to Kennesaw by 4.
Okay, great. Do you know who we're playing the winner of?
I believe it's Sam Houston or UTEP.
Wow, those are 2 good ones.
4 questions for head coach Ritchie McKay. Liberty wins at Western Kentucky 90-61.
Yeah, Coach, I guess if you could talk to us, obviously, last time you played these guys, you guys lost a 16-point lead. 27 points is a lot more than 16, but how does it feel, what does it say about your team to win the game today in such a resounding way because of the way the last time you faced Western Kentucky closed out? Does it say a lot about the growth, the evolution of this team?
Bryson, that's a fair question. The 7.5 minutes of the way that game ended, I think that doesn't have much bearing on today. They're down 2 or 3 of their better players, and I think we've grown a little bit. I think we had a sense again of like, hey, this is an important 20 or 40 minutes, and we try to do it half by half, so 20 minutes, and our guys, a couple shots went in. Jayvon broke the ice a little bit, and if you play our team zone, like there's usually some shooters around it. So and I know Kennesaw played us the 1-3-1 and all that. Again, I take that any day of the week with our group. So I think it's important, but I just don't think that game was January 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I can't remember.
2nd.
And this one's March the 8th. So most teams have gotten better or structured a little differently at this juncture of the season. And I think our guys they feel fairly confident that we've got some growth that we've deposited on both ends.
Jayvon,
Ritchie,
Maughmer,
you guys are up. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, Ed. No, you got it, Ed. Go ahead.
All right, Ritchie, you guys were up big in the second half, and yet there's still situations where you could see the defense, one of them being when Matheny let somebody by him, and he still has the discipline, the tenacity to follow through and prevent a bucket. What does it say about the team in the ability to stay that locked in especially on the defensive end, to never let this game be in doubt late down the stretch?
Uh, Eddie, I think it speaks to the value of each possession and the commitment that I alluded to earlier. There's guys that play in such a way that it's just okay. Our team needs this tonight, and again, I think when you have that kind of selflessness, I'll give you an example. Zach Cleveland, like his stat line is it won't wow you. 5 or 7 from the field, 12.6 boards, 8 assists. But I mean, the things that he did and does on the floor, they're just they're. I wish there was a stat that had winning plays or uh, the number a number attributed to the success of a possession, because he'd be one of the top leaders in the country in that realm. And yeah, so again, Caden, we're used to him making every shot, and he didn't have it going as much as he does on the offensive end. So but I do think he still had a grave commitment to, like, let's get down and guard. And usually when we're hard to play against, that's a good thing for us.
Got time for one more, guys.
Jayvon, Maughmer, and Taelon Peter combined for 42. Those are guys that were both playing Division II basketball a year ago this time. How much have they meant to this team this year? And could it be that maybe they're even playing their best basketball right now?
Oh man, John, like you could answer that one for me, because you saw us play, and I just think here's the this will be the tough part about moving forward, because the longer you're in our system, the better you're going to get if you have a commitment to we over me, and you're passionate about being a better version of yourself in all aspects, spiritually, athletically, socially, academically. And and that's true about most programs, but especially our defensive system. The more comfortable you get, the more you're trusted, and the more you're trusted, usually the more opportunity you get, because we're not taking guys out for missed shots. It's usually for, like, okay, we gotta do better defensively. So I think both of those guys are getting better on that end. And again, Jayvon's been a main scorer for a really good program for 4 years, and now he's got a little bit of a backseat because we have some other guys. But I just think he's he's someone you can rely on because of his experience.
The crowd here today, Coach, that was great.
Yeah, they had a good crowd. This place has a really good tradition.
With the Liberty fans, they were loud.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like Flames Nation. Like, can we get them to come to Huntsville too?
Let's go.
Hey, did the ladies win?
They did.
So they're the 1 seed.
You got it.
Congratulations, Coach Green,
Yeah.
and the Lady Flames. Hopefully we'll share that line and be in Huntsville for a while.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks, everyone.
Now joined by Jayvon Maughmer, senior from Chillicothe, Ohio. And Jayvon, what a performance here today. Take us through just this ball game and the flow. And you hear Coach McKay talk about playing with freedom. I think y'all exemplified that here today. How did it feel in the win here today?
Just being confident, really. That was my mindset, just be confident. Coach McKay's always telling me to be confident and go play your game. So I think that's just what I did today, and went out, was confident in my shot, and my teammates kept finding me for those.
3 straight games with 80 or plus points for this team offensively. You never want to say you peak, and I'm not saying that, but the flow offensively now, the last 3 games has been really, really good. Well, what's it been like in this offense for this team, you think, Jayvon?
Yeah, we just, we're flowing. We're playing really connected right now, and that all really started in the summer, in June and July. Us in the summer with a lot of new transfers just coming in and learning the system. I think we connected very well, and everything really started in the summer for us.
So, I'm not sure what goals y'all have team-wise, but to win a regular season championship, it takes ups and downs, and it takes grinding and never giving up, and to secure a regular season championship outright. How special has it sunk in yet for you guys? I know more is on the table, Jayvon, but to get that reward for the regular season, how does that feel?
Yeah, for me, it's a little more, special. When I was at Cedarville for 4 years, we never won a conference championship, or we never won the regular season at Cedarville. So, it's just being able to come here and, with a whole new team and being able to do what we've done, is really special to me.
All right, Jayvon, joined by Jayvon Maughmer, redshirt senior, Chillicothe, Ohio. Liberty wins at Western Kentucky, 90-61, wrapping up the outright Conference USA regular season championship. We got some folks on the media call, Jayvon. Go ahead, guys. Questions for Jayvon Maughmer.
Hey, Jayvon, congrats on the win. You guys started conference play 2-3, lost two straight. UTEP and Louisiana Tech. If you think back to that, did you guys, what was it in you guys in the locker room to be able to battle back from that slow start in conference play to be sitting here as outright conference champions for the regular season?
Yeah, Coach McKay just talks about playing in our true identity, and I think that's what we've done ever since the season started. There was a couple of games where we didn't play in our truest identity, and that's probably what affects us. Coach talks about Liberty being Liberty, with things like turnovers and not getting stops. So just being able to play in our identity and play how we know we can play.
Jayvon, obviously, the regular season title is nice, but coach has talked about how much everything kind of relies on the next 3 days or the next 3 games in Huntsville. Talk to me about the team's overall, mentality. You guys have had a long season. You've had some really great performances. Do you feel like the team is peaking right now? Do you feel like you're playing maybe the best ball of the season? Given the difference on the scoreboard today.
I wouldn't say we may not be playing our best right now, but we're playing really connected, and I think that's really important. A lot of teams out there may not be as connected, and I think that's one of our advantages is playing connected. Going into this tournament, there's always room for improvement. So the next couple of days as we practice, we got to tighten up on the details.
Jayvon, what are keys for you to staying locked in and your team as a whole? Because it varies from night to night. Who carries the load scoring? Who carries the load in terms of assists, rebounds, defending the top player? And yet you guys have found a groove over the last half of the season, largely because of everybody taking on various roles.
Yeah, we know that on the offensive end, it can be anybody, any given night. So what we try to, pride ourselves on is on the defensive end, being hard to play against, and getting stops, because if we get stops, then that allows us to get more possessions. So I think on the defensive end, not getting our identity from the offensive end, but rather than getting it from the defensive end.
All right, Jayvon, now we turn our attention to Huntsville, Alabama. Conference USA tournament. A lot of eyeballs on this team, on this conference, and just, preparing for the week ahead. I know we're just over this game here today, and we'll enjoy the flight back, but now you can dream about what it's going to, cutting down those nets, and can't get to Friday without Wednesday. So one game at a time, but just your initial thoughts on chasing that tournament title.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's just, tightening up the details in these next couple practices before we leave for Huntsville. Just tighten up, things on the defensive end that we need to tighten up, because I think ultimately in Conference USA, it comes down to getting stops. So I think just finalizing those details that we've already been establishing, I think that's very important.
All right, Jayvon Maughmer, redshirt senior, Chillicothe, Ohio. Thanks, Jayvon.
Thank you.
All right, Liberty wins at 90-61 over Western Kentucky. We're going to shift over now. Taelon Peter is going to don the headset here. All right, we're going to chat with Taelon Peter here. Maybe Zach Cleveland. We've got the equipment. We're ready for Zach, and I'm running the breaks here from site, so it's all on us right now. We're going to put the headset now on Taelon Peter, senior from Russellville, Arkansas. Today, Taelon's line, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 threes, couple of assists. How about that, big guy? A big smile on your face. Regular season champions in Conference USA. We'll talk about next week in a minute, but the effort here today, it was pretty special, Taelon.
Yeah, man. I'm smiling because I'm sick. I had 8 rebounds at half, and I just couldn't get it done. That's crazy.
Jayvon had a double-double at
I
halftime.
know he did, man. He was taking all my rebounds. There was none available in the second half, it seemed like. But
wow, that's so you were wanting that double-double, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you got one in the second half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, man. I was aware too. That's what makes it worse, but it's all right. We got the dub.
You got the dub. Take me in the locker room. What was that? Was there much of a celebration, or is it, hey, we got bigger things to fry next week?
Yeah, there was a little bit of celebration, because we haven't been thinking about it too much all year, so we let ourselves go a little bit and enjoy this one, and then we watched the end of the Jacksonville State game in the locker room. So
you don't want to share anything.
Yeah.
Now it's outright. So
Yeah.
it means a little bit more to earn it outright, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm excited.
All right, Taelon, we're going to get, like we were on Thursday, a couple of questions from the media. Liberty wins at Western Kentucky, the Conference USA regular season champions, Liberty Flames, now joined by senior Taelon Peter. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, Taelon, you guys were coming off that loss this past Sunday on Senior Day to Kennesaw, and fell back into basically a tie for first place with 2 tough road games. What was it from you guys to be able to pull out these 2 big wins? Going on the road and to win them and to be able to earn the regular season title.
Yeah, like I said, Thursday, that Kennesaw State loss kind of lit a fire under us. And it was unfortunate that we had to do that to get the fire, but we got the fire, so we carried that into this game. We knew how important it was, and we just want to get it rolling going into the tournament. There's nothing like having this momentum going into the tournament. So.
Taelon, I guess if you could take me back to early, maybe even in the offseason, this is a Liberty team who was not anywhere near this position last year. They were trying to fight to, get the pieces to potentially win a regular season, maybe even win a conference tournament championship. Take me back to your earliest conversations with Coach McKay. Did you guys, feel like whenever you guys arrived on campus, you feel like you had the pieces to maybe do something like this in the regular season? Understanding you still have a lot more to go in the next few days.
We just, whenever I was getting recruited, we just were focusing on getting size. Conference USA is a lot bigger and physical league than the ASUN, so we were focused on getting size, and we did exactly that. I know a lot of people probably underestimated, getting a JUCO player and 2 Division II players, but us coming into this situation, being the transfers, we knew what we could bring to the table, so we knew we were going to be slightly underrated. But we're glad everything worked out and all the pieces he put together. He did a great job. It's starting to flow smoothly.
Joined by senior guard Taelon Peter. Liberty wins at Western Kentucky 90-61, wrapping up the regular season Conference USA Championship, #1 seed in next week's tournament down in Huntsville, Alabama. A couple more questions for Taelon Peter.
Taelon, you're keeping track of rebounds in the middle of the game. 2-parter. Do you keep track of points the same way, or is this more about defense being the identity of this team and rebounds being so important to that?
Good question. No, I don't usually keep track of anything, but at halftime, they did make it known that me and Jayvon, between us, we had 18 rebounds at half. So I was aware. I obviously didn't think about it in the game, or I probably would have snagged 1 more rebound. But no, yeah, the defensive side of the ball, like we're good on offense. Like we can't rely on if shots go in or if they don't go in, but we can be solid on the defensive end. And I think when we are solid on the defensive end, it boosts our confidence on the offensive side. So we're definitely focused on the defensive end, and that's why those rebounds were a big deal, because we got Zach and Owen in there. They always grab the boards, but for two guards to get in there and get some boards, that we need that going into the tournament. So.
Got time for 1 more? Go ahead, John.
Taelon, you ever been to Huntsville, Alabama, and what are you most looking forward to down there?
No, I've never been to Huntsville, Alabama. I'm very excited. I'm excited to get into a neutral site where it feels like another road game, and we got opportunity, just us versus other team in there. No big advantages for either team. I like our odds against anybody. So.
All right, Taelon, appreciate the time. Congratulations on the regular season championship. Much more to come next week, and we'll be there rooting you guys on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're now joined by the junior Zach Cleveland from Bloomington, Illinois. Zach, I saw you with your family over there. Who's? I see your mom. Who else is over there today?
I got a couple of cousins and aunt and uncle,
Okay.
and then just family friends.
Well,
yeah, they came down.
We got some media on the call here, Zach. But just first off, this game today, one of the last messages you guys heard coming out of the meeting room was, "Let's be hard to play against," and that message doesn't change game to game. Defensively, we'll talk about 90 points in a minute, but defensively, being hard to play against defensively, what message did you take into that entering this game here today?
Yeah, I talked about it on the pregame show with you before Middle Tennessee, just being physical, really trying to punch them first. They're very, they play really fast, get a lot of shots up, and so just being tough to play against and getting back in transition. Coach really emphasized it, and we also knew it was going to be a game of runs. So
How about offensively today? I mean, it was up and down. You guys were hitting threes. Jayvon got y'all off to a good start. And then you just dishing and diming it up. Offensively, it seemed like everybody was in sync here today.
yeah, no doubt. It was one of those games where everyone was on.
Yeah.
Even Owen, who didn't score, he was still helping us dishing the ball, getting like we were all kind of playing together. And I think getting to see that before the conference tournament really gives us confidence.
Talking about Zach Cleveland, Liberty wins 90-61 at Western Kentucky, wrapping up the Conference USA regular season championship outright. How about y'all were watching the game, the Kennesaw game, weren't you? How much time was left in that game when y'all got in the locker room?
About a minute 20, and coach was telling us to turn it off. And we were like, "Come on, come on."
That's funny.
I mean,
all right, we got some media on the call here, Zach. Question for Zach Cleveland. Liberty wins at Western Kentucky 90-61.
Hey, Zach, coming off the season last year, I know you were part of that team, 7-9 in conference play, losing the first round in conference tournament. Just how much does today, the win and the regular season title, how much does that win mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, my mom reminded me over there that we were fifth and fourth in the conference last year. And so I think it means a lot. And we just put ourselves in a better position for the conference tournament. I mean, we know it's going to be tough, but we definitely set ourselves up for success.
Zach, I asked a little bit of version of this question to Taelon, Peter. But you were on the team last year, so you have a different perspective. Whenever you see all these transfers come in, right? Division II, JUCO guys. Was there a practice? Was there a point early in the season, a workout, maybe even a game, where you kind of saw things kind of click and realize, hey, we have the opportunity to, go from where we were last year to, top of the Conference USA regular season standings?
Yeah, definitely. With the transfers coming in this summer, we kind of butt heads on and off the court, and it's kind of it's different, a different dynamic when you bring in five new guys. And so once we started bonding off the court, I really realized our full potential, because on the court we knew we were all talented, but once we started hanging out, getting to know each other off the court, I saw our potential on the court.
Any more questions for Zach Cleveland?
Zach, for next week, looking ahead, kind of what's your first thoughts of, what do you guys have to do and to focus on to have some success in Huntsville?
Yeah, I mean the tournament's tough. You got to win 3 games, and I think the emphasis will be on defense, because you don't know, you could have a bad shooting night, but if we play defense, we know how to. We can win even with a bad shooting night. And so just being able to be consistent on defense, I think whether hot or cold on offense gives us a good chance to win.
All right, Zach, appreciate the time. I know more time with your family there. Congratulations on the win. Look forward to next week.
Thank you.